did Tamika wear on your wedding day?
Oh, she's gonna smack you if you get this one wrong.
That's what I'm saying.
Red and black
Lingerie?
lingerie.
Oh, I get what he's saying. I get what he's saying. I get what he's saying now.
We weren't asking that. You can file for your citizenship 90 days before the 5-year anniversary of you getting your green card. You're not living in the United States. And then they're going to turn you around. May even hold you in jail. So, they had
you'll get me out, right?
Well, I will get you out, I promise you.
Yep, I'm cooking up curry chicken right now and bulgur rice. We just supposed to know bulgur rice.
Of course. It's going to be cooking with bread and squeeze.
Maybe we'll come down to Jacksonville, Florida. She can cook for us, and we can help. We can help her with all our little problems right over the table.
If you want to get your immigration questions answered on Skype, or if you want to find out if you're ready for your bona fide marriage interview with our all-new Bratified Marriage segment, just call 1-800-529-5465 and ask for one of our producers. That's 1-800-529-5465.
All right, welcome everybody.
Welcome.
Oh, your thing is on backwards there. You stick it out.
Don't worry about
earpiece.
Don't worry about
your
that.
Don't
worry about that.
Your earpiece.
Yeah.
Squeeze waltzes in.
The Brad and Squeeze Show, folks. This is what this is all about. Let me officially introduce the show.
Let me just.
We're on 93.5 and we're on multiple social media platforms. And the other voice that you're hearing is Brad Bernstein's voice.
Can I just paint a picture for everybody out there?
No, you always like to do that. Rather than just go right into it,
let me just paint.
Yeah.
Let me paint a second here.
Let's paint.
So I'm sitting here going through the show. I'm here ready to go.
By the way, 2 seconds. Remember this moment that you're about to do. Just remember it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. So I am sitting here.
Yes, you are.
At 8:15 in the morning, ready to go. Mm-hmm. Ready to go, preparing
for a show that starts at
9:03.
Yeah.
Mr. Squeeze literally waltzes in. Okay, does a Michael Jackson moonwalk straight across the studio.
That's Squeeze the
at
broadcast.
9:02.
Right.
And I look at him, I go, are you seriously just walking in for this show at 9:02? And this really happened?
Yes.
Yet he said yes. So there it is. So welcome.
Let me just put it this way, folks.
Welcome.
This morning was one of those crazy mornings. Always get here on time. Always. Since the show started, I've never been late. Mm-hmm. All right? You can't get late. You can't be late on a TV show.
No.
Because if you get to the door and the sign says on air,
right,
you're off air.
That is true. That is true. The sign did not say on air yet.
Yeah.
The sign did not say on air yet.
But anyway, on a serious note, though, want to say sympathies and condolences reaches out to the family and the people who passed on yesterday here in downtown Manhattan. It's just mind blowing, and I mean, I stepped out of my apartment and I couldn't even walk.
You saw it from your apartment.
Yes.
Were you there? Because Squeeze looks over.
I didn't actually see it happening.
Right, but you heard about it.
Yes, I heard about it.
Squeeze is about your apartment. Just so I'll give everybody, it's about 3 blocks. But
3 blocks away.
3 blocks away, but you could look down the West Side Highway and see everything that was going on.
Yes,
because you're right on the West Side Highway there.
I could see everything. As a matter of fact, there's still a lot of. the entire West Side Highway is pretty much blocked off in that area.
Yeah. When I took my dogs out, because everyone loves the dogs.
Right.
When I took my dogs out for a walk, the police had a lot of the streets blocked off. So there's a ton of traffic down here.
So it was really a terror attack here in downtown Manhattan yesterday.
Was.
8 people died and quite a few injured.
And by the way, this is what we know so far about the terror attack.
What do we do now? What do we know about which is less than a quarter of a mile from where we are, folks?
Correct. The attacker was identified as Seyfulo Sapov, 29 years old. He drove a rental truck down a bike path.
Home Depot.
And a Home Depot truck. And if you know the bike path on the West Side Highway, which we know very well.
You walk the dogs and I walk other people there.
Correct. Right. And you go across the West Side Highway. There's a highway. And then next to the highway is a path for runners.
Yep.
A path for bicyclists and a path for people to stroll their baby strollers or whatever else. It's a beautiful park that goes along.
And a nice movie theater that's next to it.
A nice movie theater.
Next to
and then you walk into Battery Park City. And what he did was he went off the highway, went right onto the pedestrian bike path and walk path that goes along
from Houston all the way down to Chambers.
Right, that goes along the highway between the water, where they built a beautiful park, and he rammed over pedestrians, bicyclists. He sideswiped a school bus. At least at this point, 8 people are killed.
I think there are 8 males.
They were. I saw there were 5 tourists from Argentina, 1 from Belgium. I'm not sure where the other 2 came from. There are more than 20 people injured in hospitals as we speak. Saipov came from Uzbekistan in 2010. He had a green card.
Came from Pakistan?
Uzbekistan.
Uzbekistan.
Right. He had a green card. He was a lawful permanent resident of the United States. He lived in Paterson, New Jersey, and Tampa, Florida. And correct, he did.
No, Paterson, New Jersey, and
Tampa, Florida. That's where he lived. He did rent the Home Depot truck in New Jersey. And after he smashed into the school bus, which was about 3 blocks from where your apartment is,
right,
he ran out of the vehicle
with 2 fake guns.
With paint guns.
Yeah. 1 paint gun and a BB gun.
One paint gun and a pellet gun.
Pellet gun, right.
And then was a officer who was right there on the scene, a New York City police officer who was right there on the scene. And literally, they're calling him now, and I think his name was John. So they're calling him Johnny on the spot, this officer. I don't know if his name is John, but that's what they've been calling him in the newspapers. Right. Shot the guy dead within seconds of him jumping out of the car, or maybe it could have been worse. Maybe he had knives on him. I don't really know.
Right.
6 people were pronounced dead at the scene. 2 others died later in the hospital. Dozens and dozens of people were transferred, including school children, from the school bus. And the incident occurred right in front of Stuyvesant High School, which is a magnet school here in New York City where the best and brightest students from New York City go. And they were just being let out when this all happened.
Around 3 p.m.,
It is the largest terrorist attack in New York City since September 11th. And apparently Saipov has pledged allegiance in a written note that was found to ISIS. And New York City did not cancel the Halloween parade last night, and I did attend. I went to look for a few minutes.
Did you wear your pink outfit?
I did not wear anything.
Okay. Really?
Yes, I was naked. I was naked at the Halloween parade. No, I was not naked at the Halloween parade. And by the way, I had a discussion with Jill off the air.
Yeah.
And my question to Jill was
our producer, by the way.
Our producer, and she found the answer for me because I didn't know the answer.
Right.
I said, "Is this kind of societal? Why is the shooter in Las Vegas who shot 59 people, how come he's never been labeled a terrorist?" And I said to Jill, I said, is it because he's white? Is it because it was a domestic? Is it because he was born in the United States of America? And Jill said to me, very good question. And she found the answer out for us about 10 minutes before.
And what is the answer?
You would think, I was being very... what's the word? I was being very cynical, saying it's because he's white, it's because it's domestic, it's because he was born in America, it's much easier to label minorities, it's much easier to label, people of color, people who are born in another country. But the real answer, at least according to law, is despite the unprecedented, Jill, I'm reading this verbatim, which is what Jill wrote me, despite the unprecedented number of casualties in the Las Vegas attack, the incident does not qualify as terrorism under federal law. And federal law defines terrorism as the unlawful use of force and violence against person or property to intimidate or coerce a government, the civilian population, or any segment thereof in furtherance, this is the key thing, in furtherance of political or social objectives. So here, in this particular case, this man pledged allegiance to ISIS, a foreign terrorist organization who's bent on destructing the United States of America. So therefore, it is in furtherance of a political or social objective. The Las Vegas shooter, nobody knows why he did this yet. He never left behind, maybe he was a crazy man. Maybe he was delusional. Maybe he was a terrorist, but they can't label it yet because they don't know the reason why he did it. Thus the difference.
Very interesting.
I thought that was pretty interesting. I didn't know the answer to that. And Jill, who's not an attorney, did the legal research for me.
Which is good.
Which is very good, Jill.
Yes. It's good when you have true individuals who...
Oh, here's something I never...
all the answers.
Here's something I never knew before.
What?
I didn't see this in the news because I was busy at the Halloween parade naked. I was not really naked. I didn't have a costume on.
Yes, you were.
Okay, Paul Manafort, Squeeze. The man who is at the center so far of the Trump investigation into ties to Russia has now discovered that he has 3 different U.S. passports. He traveled to China on one of his quote-unquote passports that may or may not be legitimate passports. We don't know. And he has 3 U.S. passports with 3 different passport numbers on it. Who gave him? I can tell you as an immigration attorney, and I probably can tell you that everybody out there knows you can't have more than 1 U.S. passport with more than 1 number on it.
How is that possible?
Okay? That is called fraud. By the way, that is years and years in jail just doing that. If you Squeeze, okay, or anybody as a foreigner came in with a fake passport, because 2 of them are fake, you're going to jail for years. You are going to jail for years. And he traveled to Mexico on this fake passport. He traveled to China and Ecuador, and maybe he was even traveling under fake names. Squeeze. So over the by the way, over the year, Manafort.
This is very interesting.
Oh wow! This fell out of my thing, so I can't hear Jill right now, but it's okay.
By the way, you remember that moment earlier?
Yeah.
Where I told you to remember that moment?
Yes.
Okay, I see how very prepared you were that your earpiece fell out.
My earpiece fell out.
Mine is still in.
Yes.
And my microphone still works.
Yes.
So you can't hear what Jill is telling me right now.
Correct.
Jill, you want to hear what she's saying about you?
Tell him to go get prepared better.
Yes.
Right.
She said get in here not at 8:15 in the morning, but at 6 a.m. in the morning.
So
Squeeze gets in here at 9:02 and he's prepared.
Right.
Jill
all
is
right,
like
so
SMFH Squeeze.
All right, so what else do we want to say about Manafort? He traveled all over the world using these different passports.
You want to serious no, Brad?
It's very weird what's going on there. More than weird, it is sinister,
Brad,
Squeeze.
Brad,
sinister news of the day.
Brad.
What?
Manafort is screwed.
He is screwed.
All right, so let's leave him where he is, screwed.
And you want to know what? And by the way,
let's move to something else.
Yeah.
New York City Council moves to cut off immigration agents from all city resources. Can you handle that one for me?
Okay.
Because Manafort is screwed.
He's screwed.
He's going up the creek. All right?
All right.
Without a paddle. All right? And other things. All right? So he's screwed.
Yeah, I didn't,
good for him.
Yeah, I didn't see this, but apparently the New York City Council on Monday moved a step closer to blocking federal agents from using any city resources to enforce the immigration laws. The Council's Committee on Immigration approved a bill that would prevent police from partnering with federal agents to track down illegal immigrants. The measure would also bar the use of property and information obtained by municipal agencies in furtherance of federal immigration enforcement. But that's just in furtherance of being a sanctuary city. I think that's just adding what they're already doing. I believe the city is not participating anyway, and I guess it's more of a political statement than anything else. Squeeze, we got a lot of calls here. We'll get to the rest of the news at 12.
Let's get to the calls. Once again, folks, this is the Brad and Squeeze Show. My name is David Squeeze Anarchy of the Link Up Media Group of companies. And we also have Brad Bernstein of the law offices of Spar and Bernstein. We present each and every single weekday live at 9 and live at noon what is called the Brad and Squeeze Show. Powered, of course, and sponsored by USA Credit Repair, the key to beautiful credit. We're going to move to the lines via 93.5 WVIP FM and our VX here. Okay, where you can call 1-800-529-5465 as Brad puts his earpiece back in.
I'm in now.
1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. Manafort will be saying that very soon up the creek.
Yes, he's saying
1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. 888-866-8165. Let's move
You
to
know
the
what
lines.
Manafort's 2 words were the same words that I said. Oh, shoot. I'm in.
And yesterday I said, don't shoot.
Don't shoot.
I'm black.
I'm black. Right. All right. So let's go to Misty, who's been waiting all the way from Miami, Florida.
Misty, thank you so much for calling from Miami, Florida. And yes, the law offices of Spar and Bernstein can handle cases in Miami, Florida. So go ahead with your question for Brad Bernstein, our attorney.
Good morning.
Good morning.
At one.
Yes, I'm out of status and I want to get married. So I'd like to know if I can use my passport, which is still valid, to get a marriage license.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
All right.
And thank you so much for choosing. And by the way, you can actually use the law office of Spar and Bernstein for that.
Correct.
A lot of people think that they can do everything themselves.
They can't.
And, we get a lot of calls on this show where people screw it up. No matter how simple it seems on the forms and everything, there are little things that we don't know. That's the reason why I do not go to a mechanic. I do not do it myself if I get sick. All right? I don't operate on myself. I don't tend to myself. I go to a doctor. One who is specific in the area that I'm sick in, although I haven't been sick in about 6.5, 7 years.
All right. Keisha.
Keisha, thank you for calling the Brad and Squeeze Show at 1-800-LAWLINK. How are you? Keisha.
And you're in grade 10 and 11?
Keisha.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning,
Good
Keisha.
morning.
You're
pleasant
calling.
morning, Keisha.
Keisha's calling all the way from Jamaica, Squeeze.
From Jamaica.
Yes, I am.
All right, so walk away from the noise in the background, Keisha, and we just want to speak with you so we can focus on that, all right?
We're hearing the breeze from the beach, so you got to walk away from the beach.
Sorry, let me get out the noise.
So many stereotypes about Jamaica.
You got to walk away from the beach. Get out of the ocean.
Okay.
All right.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
What I want to ask, good morning, Brad.
Good morning.
What I want to ask you, as a Jamaican, if you get accepted to go to a university in the U.S., what are the requirements? What do you need to produce?
You need to produce 2 things. One, you got to get an I-20 from the school. The I-20 from the school says that, one, you're able to pay for all your room, board, tuition without taking a job. So either it's your own personal money or it's money from somebody who's giving an affidavit of support. Then when you get the I-20, you have to be able to go to the U.S. Embassy and show your I-20, show your acceptance to the school, and what you got to do to get past the U.S. Embassy is prove that when you're done studying, you're going back to Jamaica. A lot of times, what people get the I-20s, but they go into the U.S. Embassy, and the U.S. Embassy says, we don't believe you're ever leaving. So make sure that you have ties to Jamaica. So step 1 is I-20. Step 2 is go to the I-20 in the school. You deal with the school with that. And then step 2 is walk into the embassy with ties to Jamaica, so you can show.
Sorry, you break a while ago.
Okay, walk into the U.S. Embassy. Hello. Walk into the. Hello. Walk into the. Hello. Okay, so you're gonna walk. Hello.
No, sorry, you chipped out. I didn't hear.
Chipped out, Brad.
I'm chipped out. I was kidding around. I kept saying hello. Okay, you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now? Okay, so you're gonna walk into. So you're gonna walk into the U.S. Embassy. You're gonna walk into the U.S. Embassy with ties, which show that you have ties to Jamaica, jobs you're going back to, property, family, that type of thing. But we can help you. Hold on 1 second, okay?
All right, once again, folks.
Chipped out, Squeeze.
You chip out.
I chip out.
Do not go Jamaican.
Do not
This is an
go
international
Jamaican.
program.
Yes.
All right, and when you speak Jamaican,
Yeah,
it
you
doesn't
know,
come out very well.
it's like when you start with Yiddish. I'm like, no, don't go there, right? You know, Squeeze shouldn't be starting with Yiddish. I shouldn't be starting with Patois.
Yeah.
All right, Marie.
The Jew and the Jamaican. Anyway.
Marie. Yeah, the Jamaican, yes.
Good morning.
Marie,
how
are you?
Good, I'm fine, thank you.
What's
Thanks
happening?
for answering. Okay, I am here in the United States out of status.
Right.
Now, my daughter came here when she was 11 years old, filed by her dad. He was a citizen at the time. She lived with him in Florida for over a year, and then she came and lived with me in New York. Now she's 22. She wants to file for me, but she went ahead and do it all by herself, and they waived her the fee. She got an I-600 form.
Okay, 1 second. How did you come to the United States?
I came here by a plane.
On a visa on your name?
On a visa, yes.
Okay, so you got all the wrong forms. Okay, it's not an I-600 form. Okay,
Pardon me?
It's not an I-600. An I-600 is for adoptions. So
she went in and filed. I think it's an NRI, some form she got.
Okay. All right. Two things.
All
One.
right. Let me say this. She got a form. She went in and because her father did not get her paperwork done to say that she's a citizen.
Got it. Okay. All right. I understand. Yeah. So what your first and by the way, Jill in the control room has to lower the volume because we're hearing everything through the control room. I don't know why it's so loud there. But what you're talking about is a certificate of citizenship that she has derived her citizenship. You see, I know what they're talking about, Squeeze. Who are you talking to on the phone, Squeeze? Squeeze is having a conversation on the phone.
I'm not having a conversation.
Oh, okay. I thought you just started to have a conversation with somebody.
Absolutely not.
Okay.
I'm looking for questions
You're
for the
looking
social
for
media guru.
Got it. Thank you. All right. So
segment.
You're talking about a certificate of citizenship, and what you're saying is that she derived her citizenship through her father, because she was living in the legal and physical custody of the father. She filed the N-600. And it's the N-600 that she filed for the certificate of citizenship, because you were talking about I-600, so I'm like, oh, that's adoption.
No, sorry, I said I'm wrong.
N-600. And what happened? Did they give her citizenship?
No, what happened? She did it from February of this year. And they send her a form to say that she's a citizen and they waive her fee. Great. And that they will send her citizenship. She hasn't gotten it yet.
1 second. Two things. One is she requested a fee waiver, which is fine. Okay, and you can request a fee waiver. They did not send her a letter back saying you're a citizen and we're gonna send it to you. What they said is we received your citizenship application, we're reviewing it, we'll let you know whether or not you're a citizen of the United States. Now, if she is a citizen, she's a citizen. You don't need to wait on immigration. If she derived her citizenship through her dad, you don't need to wait on immigration to prove her citizenship. She can file for you today. She's a citizen as of the day she was living with her father, and she had a green card, and she was living with her father, and the father was a citizen. So you don't need to wait on immigration to file her adjustment. So we can help right now, because they're going to take a long time to give her the certificate of citizenship.
Yeah. Okay, I know, but she's kind of difficult to understand. So she can go ahead and file for me, but she has no paper or anything to prove that she is.
Okay, so that's why you need a lawyer.
I was about to say that.
Because if she goes and files for you now, she's denied. Okay, that's why you need a lawyer. And we have to explain to immigration that she's an automatic citizen, whether or not she's waiting on her certificate of citizenship or not. That's something you need a lawyer to do, or just wait on her certificate of citizenship. One or the other. But I would suggest you bring her in if she wants to help you. Hold on.
Yeah, but then how long does that take? It takes a long time, Brad, to get that?
To get her certificate of citizenship could take a year, maybe longer.
Or maybe longer. Okay, thank you. So I'd have to come in.
Yes, hold on.
All right, thank you. Yes,
all right, hold the line. Once again, folks, the Brad and Squeeze Show here, hosted by Bradford H. Bernstein, Esquire, and yours truly, David Squeeze Annick.
Bradford H. Bernstein, Esquire.
Yes.
We're going to start calling this the Bradford H. Bernstein, Esquire and Squeeze Show. This is too much.
As a matter of fact,
the David Squeeze Annick Senior Show.
As a matter of fact,
because you're senior.
I was like, you know what? If this show this show could go viral much quicker if it was called A Jew and a Jamaican.
Jamaican.
The Jamaican
show. Tune into the Jamaican show where,
like you say, Brad, Squeeze, like, all right, no problem.
Yeah,
the Jamaican.
I'm
like, let's check that out.
All right, from now on, tune into the Jamaican show live at 9. You're listening to the Jamaican show live at 9 and 12. You know what's so funny is we went out, I don't want to say his name, but we went out, Squeeze and I went out a couple weeks ago with a very famous celebrity.
Yeah.
And I show up and I meet the guy I met him before.
Right.
But it was like a long time ago. And I meet the guy and he goes, so Squeeze, you brought your Jamaican with you.
Yep, that's a funny guy though. Hilarious.
So I said, that's how I'm known as Squeeze is Jamaican. He goes, in Jamaica, that's how you know it.
Yep, definitely so. 1-800-529-5465. Once again, call us with your questions on immigration. We are, once again, the Brad and Squeeze Show, powered by, of course, the law offices of Spar Bernstein and the Link Up Media Group. The law offices of Spar Bernstein is a full-service law firm in Manhattan at 225 Broadway, downtown on the 5th floor, open 6 days a week. And ladies and gentlemen, we're ready to take more questions at 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-LAW-LINK.
So what we're going to do, Squeeze, is we'll take one more call. We have Paulette in Queens. Okay, and after Paulette in Queens, we sent out our social media guru out onto the street to ask questions about personal injury. We'll see if anybody knows anything on the street. What do you think the odds are that anyone knows anything on the street about personal injury?
I think we should get a teleprompter to tell you, because you're directing the show now, and that's Jill's job. So you're telling the people what is going to come up. You're supposed to just introduce it. You can't be explaining everything, because
Why are you telling all my secrets, Squeeze? Paulette, how are you?
Come on.
Brad. Morning,
You're a competent person already.
Yes.
Her name is Jill.
Paulette, how are you?
I'm okay, Brad. How you doing?
Good. What's up?
All right, I have a question for you. I applied for my citizenship in February of this year. I got a letter back to go in for the test, but it's on the 9th floor on the 26th floor plaza. Is that where I'm supposed to go? Because I heard that's deportation.
I don't remember if that's where you went. Let me ask you a question. Do you have any fear of being deported? You have a green card. You're going for your citizenship. Have you ever been arrested for any reason?
Many years ago, but it has all been have disposition letter. You took care of everything before.
Okay, and it ended in a conviction?
No conviction.
No conviction. You know what? If I'm your lawyer from the past, I'm not sure who I'm speaking with. You know how many Paulettes I know from Queens?
I know.
The multiple Paulettes from Queens I know. And so what I would suggest you do is make an appointment to come see me, and let's just make sure that what you're doing is the right thing. I'm just concerned that anyone who has an arrest and they're going on citizenship should always, even if I was your lawyer 10 years ago and I said 10 years ago it was good, life is different now with this orange pumpkin spice dude in the White House.
Right,
okay?
So what is on the 9th floor?
9th floor is immigration. So hold on one second though, okay? I mean, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're coming to arrest you or anything. So don't lose sleep, okay? So hold on one second.
1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be going to a special segment right here, which is powered by, of course, USA Credit Repair. Just going to tell you a little bit about USA Credit Repair. Once again, if you're out there right now and your credit score is below 700, now is the time to actually get your credit repaired absolutely free. The next 30 people will get their credit work done absolutely free. Why? Because it's now 9:30 on the Live at 9 show. So if you call this number right now, if you have late payments, collections, charge-off, bankruptcies, all these negative items, we'll do a complete analysis and consultation with you and work on your credit absolutely free to, of course, dispute those relative negative items to get them off of your credit to get your score higher and giving you even a better debt-to-income ratio by telling you how to, of course, reduce your debt. So call this number right now, and the next 30 people will get their credit work done absolutely free. The number is 1-800-872-7177. That's 1-800-USA-7177. Easily remembered, you can link via wefixbadcredit.com. That's 1-800-872-7177. Call now, and the next 30 people will get their credit work done absolutely free. All compliments of the Brad and Squeeze Show.
Very good, Squeeze. Excellent.
Yeah, I forgot I just got to do page 21 myself.
Excellent job. We were going to do it after the pits.
Nah, because
the person in the street.
It's always lambasted.
It's not lambasted. We were going to do it after the person in the street, but you wanted to do it beforehand and jump in there.
27 seconds.
That's fine.
27 seconds.
All right. So we sent Kimberly, our social media guru, out onto the street to ask people about their personal injury questions.
Yep.
Not their personal injury questions. If they knew anything, if they got into an accident, in a car accident, whether or not they knew what to do, whether they knew what the law was, how long it takes to file a lawsuit, what's the statute of limitations. Let's see if anybody on the street, this is on the Brooklyn Bridge, we moved it around a little bit. I said to Kimberly, you can't keep doing it right in front of our building. Go somewhere else. I said, go to Brooklyn.
You realize you're telling everybody in the segment that's coming up, so they don't need to watch it.
They're going to watch. I said, go to Brooklyn. So she made it about halfway across the Brooklyn Bridge, and she got enough people to answer questions.
You normally would if you go on the Brooklyn Bridge. You normally would because there's so many people.
So many people. All right, so let's watch and see what happened.
Check it out.
This is Kim Moore from the Brad and Squeeze Show, and today we are on the Brooklyn Bridge asking New Yorkers questions about personal injury. Let's take a look at how they did. How long does a person have to file a personal injury lawsuit in New York City?
Can you say again, please?
I believe that they have 5 years.
How long?
Yeah.
One more time.
How long?
I would say a person has around 5 years to file a personal complaint lawsuit against someone in New York.
I would say a person has 6 years.
I would say up to 2 years.
Do you know why?
No.
Months, just months.
Just any number of months.
1 month.
There isn't 1 month to file a lawsuit against somebody for personal injuries. In fact, in the New York State, you have 3 years to file an action for personal injuries against that person.
If you're in traffic and the vehicle in front of you suddenly stops and you hit it, who's at fault?
I'm at fault if the vehicle in front stops and I hit it.
Why?
I was too close, or I wasn't paying attention.
I think I am at fault.
Do you know why?
Well, I believe our state law in California is that I would be likely at fault. I mean, it depends on other issues, but it probably means I'm following too close.
I don't know, and I never see nothing.
It might be my fault. Yeah, because maybe I was too close.
I would say that I was at fault because I would have gone into the back of the car.
If you don't know what happens when somebody short stops you, New York State vehicle and traffic law requires all vehicles to maintain safe distances between each other. That means if the car in front of you short stops and you hit that person, you would likely be liable absent exceptional circumstances.
If you're in a motor vehicle accident and there's no damage to the vehicle, but you have headaches, is that something you're allowed to be compensated for?
I'm in that situation right now.
Headaches, I believe, would be covered.
Do you know why?
Well, it's probably connected to neurological damage or injury.
I would say they can receive compensation if their only symptom is headaches because maybe they bumped their head or their brain shifted.
I would say yes, if they could prove it was a result of the collision. So.
No.
Do you know why?
You know my answer.
Many people in New York State think they can recover for any personal injury due to their motor vehicle accident. However, because of strict New York State threshold laws, you must suffer what's called a serious injury. Because New York has a serious injury threshold, you must show competent medical evidence that shows that you actually suffered a serious injury. A simple headache would not suffice.
If there's a motor vehicle collision that results in no damage to either vehicle, can a person still receive compensation for injury sustained?
That's kind of a hard question, but I would say yes.
I would say they could still sue for injuries sustained even if there's no damage done to the vehicle because they could still have bodily injuries.
I know people do lie and say, oh, their back hurts, even if the car is not damaged. If a report is filed, I would say they have received mental or physical damage.
I absolutely believe you can. I don't think it has anything to do with the vehicle. I think it has to do with your body parts.
You could try your luck, maybe, but I don't think it'll go anywhere.
Yeah, I think you are in California.
Just because there's no damage to either motor vehicle in your collision doesn't mean that you can't recover for personal injuries.
If a person is caused to take time off work because they were in a car accident, do they get paid for that time off work? And if they do, who pays for it?
If he can't, he didn't have to pay for nothing because this is terrible something is not normal. So I think his boss, he have to pay this.
Yes, you can be compensated for that time off, and the person who caused the motor vehicle accident would be the one to pay, or that person's insurance.
If there was a suit, the person responsible for the accident might pay, but I don't. Yeah, that would be the only thing I could think of.
Yes, I am going to get paid for it.
If you are forced to lose time from work as a result of your motor vehicle accident, you have nothing to worry about. You are covered up to $2,000 in lost wages per month.
What is the minimum legal bodily injury insurance that a motor vehicle driver has to have in New York City?
I do not know what the minimum driver insurance is in New York City.
The minimum amount, I would say 10,000.
Care to take a wild guess? It's a dollar figure. Wild guess it for me.
$5 maybe?
A lot of people don't know the answer to this question, but in the New York State, you're required to have a minimum of $25,000 in bodily injury coverage if you register your vehicle in the New York State. If you didn't know the answer to any of these questions, you have nothing to worry about. Here at Spar and Bernstein, we do the worrying for you. Contact the law offices of Spar and Bernstein. We're here for you.
Prior successful results do not guarantee similar outcome.
Okay, hopefully you love that segment right there.
I love the
people. We got to remind people that. Remind you, Brad, and everybody else.
Yes.
We do have a radio show also on 93.5 WVIP FM. Many of you do not try to actually watch the show while driving. I know you have access to social media at David Squeezaniki's page. Okay, my apology. Okay.
So nobody heard this. It was probably one of the most brilliant things you've ever said in your life.
And guess what? Everybody heard.
Yeah.
I heard through your mic.
All
right?
Okay, I hope so. All right. So, yes, what David Squeezanicky said...
Yeah, why don't you speak for me, Brad?
What David Squeezanicky said is that I am a very powerful, handsome man, and everyone should listen to me. Thank you very much.
Why is it my video went dead?
I don't know. 1-800-529-54... I don't know, Squeeze. 1-800-529-5465. It's all about content media. Our video is fine. We're going to get your videos up right for 12 o'clock. 1-800-529...
That video has ended.
5465. Let's go to Tamika in Atlanta. Tamika.
Hello.
Tamika, how you doing?
How are you?
I'm doing okay. Two things. When you're doing the I-864,
right.
If your co-sponsor is not living in your household, there are a couple references to who the sponsors are. It makes reference to petitioning sponsor, first sponsor, second sponsor. Are those three different persons, or is the petitioning sponsor the same person as the first sponsor?
Yes, it's...
The first co-sponsor, I mean.
Yes, those are all... The petitioner and the first sponsor is the same. Okay?
Okay.
So whoever the
there can only be two co-sponsors on any affidavit.
Correct, but this is how you get 3 or 4 people in. Okay? It's not co-sponsors, it's sponsoring households. That's
right.
the key thing to remember. So in other words, each household can be a sponsor. You're allowed to have 2 households provide affidavits of support. So one household that must provide an affidavit of support is the petitioner. So the petitioner does the I-864. Anybody that lives in the same house with the petitioner, could be a spouse, could be a mother, could be a father, it could be a adult son or daughter, can also add their income onto the first person, the petitioner's affidavit of support, and they add their income on the I-864A. Now, after you have added up
on the same
correct.
On that one same one.
Correct.
They don't do a separate one.
Correct. That's for the people in the household. Now, you add up everybody in the household, still not enough money. Now you do a second affidavit of support. That's a new I-864. And you go to Uncle Jim. And you say, Uncle Jim, Aunt Sally is sponsoring me, or, Mama's sponsoring me, whoever it is. She doesn't have enough money on her affidavit of support. And her, my stepdad doesn't have enough, and sis doesn't have enough, and they all live in that house. So now I'm going to go to Aunt Sally, who's going to do a second affidavit of support. Now, Aunt Sally is married to Uncle Sam. Not real Uncle Sam, but let's Sammy. Okay? So Aunt Sally does an I-864, and her husband, who's your uncle, does the I-864A because they live in the same household together. Got it?
Okay.
All right?
But Uncle Sam would do his I-864
I-864A on anti-Semi's same I-864.
Correct.
Okay.
You got it? I have now told you everything that is in this brain about that form. I know nothing else about the form beyond what I've just told. I do know more, but I've told you just about everything you need to know. All right.
This is not a question, though. What? This is, yesterday, a lady called you, and she was asking about her criminal record in Jamaica. She said it expired. It was done a year ago if she needed to do a second one, and you told her you don't need to do your criminal record again once you've done it before.
Correct.
Now, I was calling yesterday to tell you that that's not so. It happened to me, and it has happened to persons I know who lives in Jamaica. Once your criminal record, once your police record is more than 3 months,
those are two different questions. Okay. She asked me a question. I have a disposition. And is the disposition still valid? Yes, the disposition never, it says what it says, which is you were arrested in 2010 and you were convicted in 2011. That doesn't change no matter how many times you go back and get that disposition. Now, if they're asking for a police record, they want up-to-date records. They want to make sure that you haven't been arrested since the last time you requested a police record. Those are, maybe I misunderstood the question, but I was referring to her disposition, her actual disposition, not the police records. And I disconnected her, so I apologize. My mistake. And now we're on with Robert from Mexico. My apologies.
Before we get to you, Robert, in less than 10 seconds, let me explain what Brad is pretty much saying. When you go down to the police department and you get that piece of paper, there's an expiration date on the piece of paper, not the expiration date on your criminal record. All right, so that's basically what they're talking about. They're saying the piece of paper that
for the police records.
Has an expiration date
this
on it.
Police record in 2015, you say here, I have my police record, it's clear from, but it says from 2015, but who knows what happened between 2015 and 2018.
Precisely. So it's the piece of paper that expires, not your police record per se.
All right.
Once again, the Brad and Squeeze Show. My name is David Squeezanik here with Bradford H. Bernstein. Let's go to Robert in Mexico. Thank you so much for calling all the way from Mexico.
Hello, good morning. Best to you both, and of course the attorney there, Brad, and my name is Roberto Javier Salazar.
You got us on speaker?
Yes, I'm on my laptop calling from Skype. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, no problem.
Go ahead.
Actually, I arrived in 1974 when I was a young kid. I was riding by my grandmother, and I grew up in El Monte, California. And I actually in 1985, in 86, I got my amnesty. I was a good kid, but actually in Hollywood, I was charged by $20 for marijuana unjustly, and it was a felony. And actually 2 times when I was a young kid, and they actually charged me. So in 1985, I served 3 months in jail and form of probation satisfactorily. And in
what year were you convicted of marijuana possession? 1995, you said?
85, when I was a younger kid.
But you told me you got amnesty, so that was before you got your green card.
Yeah, right at almost the same time. In 86, I got
because the amnesty was 1986. Okay, so what's the problem? Why are you in Mexico now? What happened?
I self-deported myself in 2008, even before Obama.
Why did you self-deport yourself?
Because I didn't want to be deported. I lived in Hollywood. I moved to Las Vegas, and it happens to be that I didn't want to be deported. And
why did you think you were going to be deported? All I heard was that you had a marijuana conviction in 1985. You thought you were going to get deported on that?
It was just a mistake on my own. I wanted to do everything correctly. I had a relative from Canada that told me to come to Canada, and I actually self-deported.
Robert, when did you leave the country?
I left on March 14th via bus from Las Vegas to Mexico City. Then I went to Canada.
March 14th, what year?
On 2008.
2008. Was your mom or dad a U.S. citizen before you were 18 years old?
No, I grew up with no mom and dad, only my grandmother. She passed away in 2000, but I always was a good kid. I was a police floater in the 70s for Almighty Police, 3 years, never in gangs. but I guess I did.
What was he found guilty of besides the... One second, Robert, one second.
I didn't hear that part.
I didn't hear
Robert.
that part, but I just want to make sure I understand what you're saying. You came to the United States as a young child. You were raised by another family member. You got the amnesty in 1986. In 1985, you were found guilty of a small possession of marijuana. They gave you the amnesty anyway. And in 2008, nothing happened ever since. And in 2008, someone told you better leave the country because you're going to get deported?
No.
That makes no sense to me.
I never received a letter of deportation, but I paid an attorney to get my records from INS or my immigration records.
But why did you leave the country? It wasn't because of that one marijuana conviction. There's more to your story. Can't be.
No, that was the reason. I had this the felony, and because I thought I could never fix my residency unless I would go out and come back.
Okay.
Now my son can sponsor me back. I already got my expungement. I got my expungement completed to being associated in LA. And I've been checking for an attorney, and my son wants to sponsor me back home.
He can't sponsor
I want to do the vacate. I need to do the vacate.
Exactly. Exactly. Your son can't sponsor you, right? Well, I don't understand why you left. That's still mind-boggling. It's mind-boggling to me, but okay, we'll figure that one out.
You're now.
One second.
I made a mistake.
Okay. Let's just finish.
He acknowledges.
Okay. Let me just finish so we can help. You self-deported in 2008. You didn't self-deport. What you did was you just left the United States and abandoned your permanent residence. There was no...
I have records, the past tickets and all that.
Okay, big deal. Big deal. Your record is a marijuana conviction in 2000. That was not getting you deported in 1985.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now...
Actually, two felonies, two marijuana, but they were not really sales. The same cop that was after me.
Okay, now it's time to listen. Now it's time to listen. I got it. All right, he has multiple arrests. He got scared. He left. You never left under an order of deportation. Nobody ever put you in deportation. All you did was I decided to pick up and go to Mexico. And when you picked up and you went to Mexico, you abandoned your permanent residence. So we can do one of two things. Okay, one is you can try to vacate your conviction in California and let your son file for you, because your son can't file for you if you have a marijuana conviction. But you told me you now have 2 or 3 of them. It's very hard to vacate 2 or 3. It's very hard to vacate 2. Let me finish. Expungement is not vacating. Expungement means you were found guilty. It's still a guilty plea for immigration. What I would think that we may want to try, although it's a long shot, but I think it's a better chance than trying to vacate 2 convictions in California while you're in Mexico, is to do something called an SB1 visa. An SB1 visa is a visa to say, I have abandoned my permanent residence, but I didn't mean to. I still have ties to the United States. My children, I was living there as a young child, and I abandoned it because of error or something beyond my control. That's a better way to do it. We walk you back into the embassy and beg them for your green card back. That's what I would do. Hold on.
Robert.
He needs to hold on.
I wanted to interrupt both you and Brad. Yeah. Okay, because this is something that the law firm needs to actually handle.
I'm screaming, by the way, man.
And you spent a lot of time there. Yeah. So, and we have
That's why I said we got more people to go for.
So what I wanted to say, and this is the reason why sometimes I will interrupt Mr. Interrupter. All right. This is something that the law office of Spar and Bernstein can handle. And we're wasting time actually on the call itself because we spent like 10 minutes on that call.
Well, you had to get through it.
I understand that, but I think it should be put on hold. We take the call and we can help it.
Okay, we're now wasting more time. Let's go to more calls.
Are you trying to cut me off, dude?
Yes, because we have a lot of calls to go to.
No. When you're wrong, you're wrong.
Keep talking.
Thank you so much. Now that we have done that, 1-800-529-5465. Let's get to the calls.
All right. So let's go to...
Mr. Anxiety over here. Any day now. You just like to be lambasted, but you like to do it. Let's go to the 25.
Camden.
Mom, it's me.
Hello.
Camden from South Camden.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
How are you?
I'm doing good. Hi, Brad and Squeeze. How are you doing today?
Good. I'm trying to upset Brad. Go ahead.
Oh, and the rest of the audience. Tell them good morning for me.
Thank you.
Anyway, my question is, I have a sister. I'm a U.S. citizen, and I filed for my mom
she have a green card, and okay. Anyway, my sister, I want to, do something for her so that she's married. She has 2 kids in Jamaica, and but anyway, I want to do something for her so that she can come up here and join the family. I know if I go ahead and start file for her, it's going to take a lump sum of years.
It is a lump sum, correct.
Yeah, but she have a postgraduate grad degree, and her husband have a PhD. So,
why can't they find a job? It would be a lot faster.
If they can find a job, it will be a lot faster?
Yeah, job sponsorship. It could be 12, 18 months for a job sponsorship. That's the fastest way to do it, especially if they're PhD. Hopefully they can find a job sponsor. Literally, a green card is 18 months. That's what they should be thinking about. That's what they should be looking at. And they definitely would need a consultation with us so we can put them in the right direction. Maybe they have extraordinary ability. I don't know what they have PhDs in, because if they have extraordinary ability, they can sponsor themselves. In the meantime, file for them, because just because you file for them, put it away. Just because you file for them doesn't mean that you can't file for somebody else in the future. Or not only that you can't file for someone else in the future, I actually said that wrong, that they can't find a faster way to get a green card. Got it?
Oh, yes.
All right, hold on.
All right.
You want to go to social media check-in?
No.
No.
They only have one question.
Okay, fine.
1-800-529-5465. Let's get to another call.
Will from Pembroke.
Pembroke? Is that Pembroke Pines?
Pembroke Pines, yes.
Okay. What's your question for Brad?
All right. Good morning,
rapid
Brad.
fire
Good
here.
morning.
Yeah.
All right. I was coming back from Jamaica last week, and I was stopped and put in another room for a weed charge, but the case was dismissed. You know why they did that?
Yeah, because they didn't know the case was dismissed when they put you in the bad boy room. Yeah. All that came up was you have an arrest, so they had to double check it. The best thing to do is in the future, travel with your disposition, you show it to them, it'll go a lot faster.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, right? They won't bother me with the weed. The weed,
you didn't listen. You listen to what Brad said.
Hold on, we gotta...
You need your disposition when you're traveling. You don't know what that is, they'll tell you off here. Yeah. Right. Let's go to another call right here.
Anika?
Hi, good morning.
Hi, how are you?
Okay, my friend is in Jamaica. Her grandmother filed for her. However, she has a 2-year-old daughter, but she's not on the filing. What can she do?
Your friend filed for who?
No, my friend grandmother filed for her, but she's still in Jamaica. She didn't leave yet.
And she had a child that was born after... You have to contact the National Visa Center with the case number and a copy of the child's birth certificate and ask the National Visa Center to add that child on, and then the two of them will process for green cards together.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay.
All right. 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-529-5465. Let's go to one more call. Maybe we'll squeeze in a few social media questions.
Kimberly?
Popping up now.
Yes.
How are you?
Hello.
Yes.
Kimberly?
Hello.
Kimberly?
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, this is Kimberly. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi. So I have a question about my brother. So my mother filed for my brother before he turned 18 years old. His I-130 was approved while he was still in Jamaica. So what happened was a couple months passed. He got the first letter down there from NVC. I guess it's a welcome letter. And after that, there was no other letter that got to my brother.
There's not a welcome letter. It's a letter saying, please choose who you are. You going to process this yourself? You want an attorney, someone else? Who is the correspondence going to? And who sponsored your brother?
My mother.
And when did she file for him?
It was in 2009.
Okay, so something is amiss because your brother should be here with a green card already. So hold on one second. I don't know what happened. We could sit here for 30 minutes and I still won't know without contacting the National Visa Center. Hold on. But you've obviously screwed up or someone screwed up somewhere. So hold on one second.
1-800-529-5465. Live at 9, live at noon. The Brad and Squeeze Show. You want to move to another one?
Let's see what's on social media.
Okay, let's kick to those questions on social media with the social media guru, Kim Moore. You saw her earlier on the streets.
Hello.
Video on social media platforms. 93.5.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Kim. What's your questions? You got 2 minutes.
Okay. Let's see. Bell would like to know, is it okay to travel within your 6 months from state to state?
Yes.
Wyclef, hopefully not Wyclef Jean, but Wyclef would like to know if your spouse filed an I-130 followed by an I-485, then you file an I-360, do you need a new I-485?
Why can't that be Wyclef Jean? I would hope it was.
Because he did Foreign Hill.
The answer is that there was an adjustment filed, and then obviously whoever was applying for the green card now is an abused spouse. The I-360 is the VAWA application.
Mm-hmm.
As long as your adjustment hasn't been denied, you can just file the I-360. When you go for your adjustment interview, bring the receipt of the I-360, ask the immigration officer to keep the adjustment open. So hopefully you can save that filing fee.
And do you handle VAWA cases?
Of course I do. Of course I do, Wyclef Jean.
Do we need oxygen to breathe?
Yes. We also handle accident cases and personal injury if you watch Moshe's segment.
Do you handle construction accidents?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Right. Yes, we do. And I was very happy, Kim, to see that you moved locations and you went to the Brooklyn Bridge to ask your questions.
500 feet away.
I did. It was quite the trek.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Kim. We'll see you at 12. Squeeze?
Yeah.
That's another
Thank you
show.
so much.
It's another show. I don't know if you have anything to add.
Absolutely, yes. Check us out at noon, like you said before. And the show, once again, is called The Brad and Squeeze Show, powered by, of course, USA Credit Repair. Remember to check them out, wefixbadcredit.com. But remember, the law office's number happens to be 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Your legal issues, your legal concerns, make sure you reach out to our firm that's downtown here in Manhattan. Once again, 1-800-529-5465. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Remember to spread the word.
The proceeding was informational only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. Make an appointment with Spar Bernstein Law Firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City. Call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easily remembered, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And, of course, link up with the law offices of Spar Bernstein located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465.
What are you doing?